We got so much to talk about tonight. America took Maduro's oil, but we cannot take his drip. God drops the 11th commandment, and we find out why your dick don't work. So, let's kick things off with our ongoing coverage of the war in Venezuela.
Leave the oil to me.
The world is still in shock over Donald Trump's surprise door-dashing of Nicolas Maduro to Brooklyn. And he didn't even tip. And I have to say, I did not see this Venezuela thing coming. And I read the news every day. So a lesson here is reading is pointless. But now, Maduro will face justice in the best legal system in the world that we illegally kidnapped him to. And it all began yesterday morning when he showed up to court. And if this isn't Iraq all over again, why are they reusing Saddam Hussein's courtroom sketch? Let's see how his first day went.
Maduro greeted spectators in the courtroom saying, "Buenos dias."
Buenos dias. Smart legal strategy by Maduro. If he speaks Spanish, ICE might bust in and deport him back to Venezuela just out of habit. I'm starting to think this guy might beat the rap.
As the judge asked, "Are you Nicolas Maduro?" "I am the president of the Republic of Venezuela," a defiant Maduro responded.
Ah, you blew it. You should have just said no. The judge will be like, "You heard the man, case dismissed." But there is some good news for Maduro. He's not alone.
This morning, Nicolas Maduro and wife Celia Flores are waking up in jail, returned after a day in court where they both pleaded not guilty to charges they worked together to traffic cocaine.
God damn, his wife was trafficking cocaine with him? I guess in other countries, first ladies have actual responsibilities. Hey, I bet Trump is jealous of their relationship. He must be like, "Melania, why can't we ever do couple stuff like the Maduros?" Now, they might spend the rest of their lives together in prison, but to be fair, aren't all marriages kind of a prison? It's okay, I can make that joke. My wife only watches on Mondays. But look, okay, this is a tough one for MAGA because Trump's whole thing was not getting into foreign wars. So they must be giving a lot of serious consideration into all of the geopolitical implications of this new doctrine.
I've seen a lot of stuff, but this Venezuela thing, that was awesome. Oh, man.
This is like watching a 12-year-old do a news report about the first time he saw boobs. The rumors are true, people. Those are awesome. Who is this show for, anyway? Like, how dumb is his audience that they're like, "Hey, let's see what Greg thinks of this." Oh, yeah, hey, honey, Greg thinks it's awesome. I'm totally satisfied on an intellectual level now. But it turns out not everyone thinks forcing a regime change in another country is a good idea. And for those people, Mike Johnson is here to ease your mind.
I want to say that the way that this is being described, I think, is accurate. This is not a regime change. This is a demand for change of behavior by a regime.
It's not a regime change. It's a changed regime. Thank you, stupid Yoda. It's like... Stupid Yoda says, "Do or do not. There is no Epstein files." Why is Mike Johnson downplaying this? The U.S. overthrew a government at gunpoint with no plan. Doesn't this bother anyone?
Hey, look, I'm appreciative of what the president has done with this. And I know there's going to be those out there that are going to be the critics. But, sometimes when you break a few eggs, we got to learn how to make some omelets with it. And this is exactly what we're going to do.
We break a few eggs, then learn how to make an omelet? This guy f***ed up the metaphor so badly that he accidentally got it right. Because that's not how you make an omelet, but that's exactly what we did in Venezuela. We just went in and broke everything, and now we're like, hey, who has a recipe for omelets? We have a lot of oil. I know we can use that. But look, I get what's happening here, okay? No one in MAGA expected this to happen. So they're all scrambling to find an answer that makes sense to them. Even MAGA mega church pastors are flipping through the Bible like, hey, there's got to be something in here.
They say you have seized Venezuela for the oil. Yes, this is true. But the spiritual oil and the natural oil does not belong to the forces of darkness. And the oil of the natural and the oil of the spirit is mine, says the Lord.
No, I get it, okay? The oil is a metaphor for oil. I mean, is that what the Holy Trinity is? Regular, unleaded, and diesel. I know. Look, I know Christianity is weird, but this doesn't sound like something God would say. Like, don't kill, don't steal, but feel free to go absolutely ape shit on oil. This is also why Buddha is the best, because you never see a MAGA monk going, let go of all your attachments, except to Greenland, which is ours. But maybe we don't need religion or f***ed up breakfast metaphors to explain why Trump kidnapped Maduro. Because last night, we heard from Stephen Miller, Trump's deputy secretary and guy who didn't go bald, it just never came in the first place. And he gave a very clear answer about why we did this. Because we can.
We're a superpower, and under President Trump, we are going to conduct ourselves as a superpower. You can talk all you want about international niceties and everything else, but we live in a world, in the real world, Jake, that is governed by strength, that is governed by force, that is governed by power.
No, shut up. You heard this dweeb, okay? This is what a superpower looks like now. A guy whose head looks like a up circumcision. Okay? And with them in charge, America can stop pretending to be the nice guy. And nobody's more excited to be the bully for a change than Stephen Miller.
This neoliberal frame that the United States' job is to go around the world and demanding immediate elections be held everywhere, immediately, all the time, right away. To create these vacuums.
That's not what I think, but you invaded the country. We went into the country and we seized the leader of Venezuela.
Damn straight we did.
Damn straight we did. I can swear whenever I want. I don't give a dick shit what my parents say, bitch. Listening to this guy talk is like if Nazis took helium instead of meth. But still, this is a big change for Americans. They're now being told that their view of themselves as a benevolent force for good is gone, and they are now the evil empire. And as we look at this photo of a foreign leader in our custody, every American has to decide how to respond in this moment.
And this photo seen around the world of Maduro blindfolded wearing a tracksuit, sparking a surprising response.
It's a Nike Tech fleece jacket and jogging pants. Now there's a run on the $140 outfit. Guys have started posting images of themselves wearing it. Here at the Nike store in Midtown Manhattan, the so-called Maduro tracksuits are flying off the shelves.
Wow, you can really go shopping fast when you don't have a life. What's wrong with you people? Okay, not everything has to be content. Can't this just be a bloody coup without clout chasing? I wish the like and subscribe button was your face so I could smash it over and over again. But I guess this is how we live now. Every step towards imperialism is going to be a new fashion trend. And there's one store that's getting in on the ground floor.
Were you too late to get Nicolas Maduro's post-arrest tracksuit? Then get ahead of the next foreign abduction at Strongmen's Warehouse. We've got all the clothing worn by leaders America might one day frog march out of their capital, like Kim Jong-un's fat guy Nehru jacket, Vladimir Putin's judo costume, and the Ayatollah's thong. He can enrich our uranium any day. We've got the looks from all the countries Donald Trump is threatening to invade, like sombreros from Mexico, ponchos from Colombia, and whatever they wear in Greenland. And if you're wondering, when will this madness end? Will Chuck Schumer be next? Yes, and you can buy his slippery glasses. Our prices are so low, they're practically war crimes. So come on down now to Strongman's Warehouse. What are you waiting for? Congressional authorization? Pussy!